Hey, welcome to Live from Dennis's House. Today we're spotlighting Melissa Etheridge and her debut album from 1988. Let's hear it for Melissa Etheridge. Yay! And my guests, we got a whole bunch of guests here. We'll introduce them later. There's a whole bunch of bands. They did some songs already. You got to hear her sing. Dawn over here sings like an angel. But not even just an angel. It's the most powerful angel, I guess, because her voice is like so booming and powerful, yet beautiful as well. Normally it's one or the other. So that's a very rare treat there. Yes. So first thing I want to talk about is, are you aware that there's a new magazine, a rock and roll comedy magazine called Madhouse Magazine that just hit the stands, first edition, July 4th?
I am.
Madhouse Magazine. Check it out, madhousemagazine.com. You will laugh, you will cry. Not necessarily in that order. Right. So, we're going to start the show off with a long-distance dedication to David Crosby. We're going to play You're Having My Baby. We're going to start off with Like the Way I Do by Melissa Etheridge, and we'll be right back. So now we're going to get right into the Man About Town segment, and I'm going to talk about all the exciting, wonderful things that I did in the last couple of weeks that I was off. And number one, you know what I did? Bam! If you people at home can't see this is my David Cassidy up close and personal poster that we actually covered the David Cassidy show at the NJ PAC. And do you know that I was actually recognized there as well? I did. I was there. 3 girls. I was biggest thing since David Cassidy. 3 girls in the audience recognized me and came up to me, and that was very exciting. And we had an awesome time. David was great and took a lot of pictures, did a nice concert review on it. And it's very surprising, all the songs that he played. Did you know that David Cassidy did Hush by Deep Purple?
No, I didn't.
He did a cover of that night. No way. And he played B.B. King, The Thrill Is Gone. And he can actually play the guitar. He's a good guitar player as well as the most handsome man in the world.
Exactly.
Well,
settle down. So we had a very nice time in Newark. Not many people can say that. Keep your letters, send all letters to Cha-Cha. She tells me what to do. So then, what else did we do? Anything else you want to talk about David Cassidy, or should we move on to our next item on the list? Yeah, we'll come back to it if we need to be. But
it was great.
Yes,
it was great.
Very nice time.
Yeah,
awesome. It was very. But the funniest thing though is all the female girls. I felt like I was in 1972, and that we were 8 years old again, but they were 50-year-old women screaming and squealing with delight, as if they were teeny boppers. It was
a little weird.
It was very.
And they threw their underwear.
Oh yes.
Which was yes. Oh my God. And he didn't handle that.
Yeah, he picked it up with forceps and. He got his hazmat gear on and he came out, you know.
The whole thing was.
Yes, but it was a wonderful, fun time. And if you do have a chance, go check them out. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
And then the next thing that we did is, bam, from the sublime to the ridiculous, we went to the Ramones Museum at the Queens Museum. And it was...
awesome.
What was a good word besides awesome? How can I describe this? Because it's so important to me that I grew up in Queens. The Ramones were my favorite band. And it was like a homecoming. And then looking at all this stuff, they have like, it's such an awesome museum. The rest of the museum sucks, I gotta say. There's really nothing there. But it was really that it would have been the worst day of our lives if we went there and it wasn't a Ramones exhibit there.
Yes.
I don't even know what else they have there really. But anyway, they have a lot of cool stuff. They have the actual clothing worn by the Ramones, the instruments, the clothes. I already said that. The amps. It was awesome, and like all the posters, handwritten lyrics, the high school report card. That they were the worst students I've ever seen. They had all their report cards from Forest Hills High School, and no one got over a 50 in anything.
It's true.
Yes.
Tell them how they got their name. I don't know if many people know
that they got their name because they were big Beatles fans, as a couple people were back in the 60s. Yeah. And Paul McCartney, when he would check into hotels to keep the girls at bay, he would sign in as Paul Ramone.
Yep.
Oh, and there you go, a little known fact. Did you know that?
I did. Yes, I did know.
No, you did not know that.
Yeah, we didn't know. Did you know that, Bill? I think you knew.
And
didn't know either.
I got this awesome little pamphlet designed by John Holmstrom, from the creator from Punk Magazine, and it's an actual map of Queens and everything and they have my hometown explicitly written on here because Joey Ramone's girlfriend grew up in the same neighborhood as me, Linda Ramone. So, I want to talk about the best part of it. The traveling into Queens was awesome. That the GPS was having a mental breakdown, and we were stuck in traffic, so it was telling us to get off every time. Yeah. And then Cha-Cha had a nervous breakdown next to me in the car. She was screeching at the top of her lungs because the car slowed down 200 feet ahead of me. And she's like, "Oh my God, we're gonna die!" And I was like, "Oh my God, I can barely see the other car."
I don't talk like that.
Oh, she talks like that.
Second, he is the worst driver in the world.
I don't believe that. But anyway, it was quite an experience. And it was. Oh, you know what else we did? We went to the Lemon Ice King of Corona, Queens.
We did.
And that is on the opening credits to The King of Queens, where he buys his ices, then he turns around and it falls off. And he's like, So they have the best ices in Queens. So
it was awesome.
Yes, very good.
Great.
Hey, welcome back live from Dennis's house. Oh, and what I forgot to show everyone is what I bought at the Ramones Museum is my awesome Ramones coffee mug, circa whatever. And on the break, Frank over here told us that he has fake check-in names too, and he's going to let us know what they are right now.
Yeah, I came up with it about 40 years ago or something. I used Wallace H. Hartley.
Wallace H. Hartley?
Yeah, he was the band leader on the Titanic.
That's pretty clever. See? And all along I thought you were going to say something like Buck Naked or something.
No. And the cool thing about it is when you go somewhere and you have to put your email address and you know you're going to get spammed for the next 6 months, I use Wallace H. Hartley at AOL.com.
That's awesome. So now, that'd be funny. He checks into a hotel next time and they see the show and they arrest him for impersonating someone. Yeah. So, all right. So now we are actually going to go and speak to Cha-Cha, find out the word on the street, and see what's going down in the terrible world of celebrity.
Well, no, I'm not talking to you.
Talk to the audience.
I'm kidding. So I have a story about Lamar Odom.
Didn't he pass away a couple months back?
No, he didn't. But he was taken off a Delta flight on Monday night after getting wasted in the airport lounge and vomiting on the plane.
Let's hear it for Lamar Odom. Let's hear it for the Kardashians.
They're keeping it real.
Yes, let's hear it for the Kardashians destroying another soul. The succubus that they are. If you read that in Madhouse Magazine, I wrote a very expose about this, how the Kardashians are really a family of vampires and they need to have the blood of black men to survive. And that's how they destroy their lives. You see where I'm going with this? It seems plausible, right? And that after you're infected by a Kardashian. Stop that.
It's okay.
And you know what Jesse Jackson said about them recently? No. He said that the Kardashians are the worst thing to happen to black guys since sickle cell.
Oh.
No, stop.
That's what he said. All right, sorry to interrupt. We'll cut that all out. Let's go back to his story.
No, your story was better. It's just that he vomited. They got him off the plane. And then they let him come back on.
They let him come back on.
And he was using people's heads to walk. So they said the passengers complained and they took him off the flight.
Oh, my God. So how can you let somebody back on after
Not only did he run from his seat and vomit in the gallery, but then he opened the bathroom door and just vomited all over the bathroom.
That must have been a nice trip.
So that the cleaning crew had come on, and and they let him back on.
Wow, here you go.
And then they finally realized he couldn't fly. So
downward spiral.
Yeah.
Did I mention that I hate the Kardashians with a passion? Have I ever mentioned that before?
You have, and that's why I always gear
See, but I feel bad.
stories.
I feel bad for Lamar Odom. He's just a victim in this. He was a normal guy. He was a professional basketball player. You never heard of him having any problems in the world until he got sucked up into the...
Maybe that is true.
Oh, it's true. I've been doing exhaustive research on this, and I am a Kardashian hunter. And I have a kit over there. You can see it that has like a cross in it, and a garlic, and a spike, and a silver bullet. So if I come across a Kardashian, I know what to do. Hey, welcome back live from Dennis's house. Now let's meet our guests. Way on our right over here, we have Dawn. Is it Dawn Marie or Dawn? Or?
You just call me Dawn.
Just call you Dawn. And then we have Frank to my left.
Hi there.
And we have Danielle in the back. All right, so you want to tell who everybody is? I know Frank was playing the guitar, but I don't know the whole relationship here, who's going where. And you have a bunch of bands and all that kind of stuff, right?
We're busy. All right, so Frank and I are in a couple of bands together. We have 15th Century Moxie, which started off acoustic, which is what you just saw here.
Yes.
And then we branched off to an electric band, which is we're playing everywhere. We've played Jersey, Staten Island, Pennsylvania. So we're doing well. We played the Wonder Bar recently, so
nice.
That was pretty cool. We have another band, Dusk to Dawn, where Frank and I are in it's another band. It's a cover band, electric band.
Electric.
And Danielle is just our biggest fan. And we're missing Angela, Frank's wife. She's usually around with us too.
Hey, wait. I heard Danielle is band bitch as well. Is
yes,
that
Danielle's
true?
the band bitch.
Yes.
She's one of the band bitches.
She's looking at me like...
She's one of the band bitches.
She's
Oh, it's more than one band
My
bitch?
wife is the other band.
Wow.
And we have a band bastard too. He's nice.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
They have bracelets and
exciting.
everything. It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Very exciting.
So we're playing all the time. Frank and I started in Dusk to Dawn, and then we branched off to the.
Her name's Dawn. I just got it.
I know.
His middle name is Dusk.
No.
So it worked out perfectly. That's one of his sign-in
That's
names.
my other
Charlton Dusk, I think.
You were faster than me on that one, weren't you?
But Frank is very seasoned and has been in so many bands. I'm only doing this a few years.
Another word for
Oh.
old.
Frank's doing this a long time. How long are you doing this, Frank?
You ready?
Good. Tell them.
50 years.
Wow.
Wow. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Frank.
I started out as a zygote.
Frank actually was one of the original Four Seasons as well. Jersey Boys was written about Frank.
He had hair. He had hair then.
A giant bouffant.
It's missing. It's gone way missing.
So let's get into before we talk about Melissa Etheridge and this album and all that. I want to talk about how you guys picked Melissa Etheridge. Like, why? What does she mean to you?
Well, for me personally, when I was 18, the album pretty much came out, and her first album came out, and it was like a big,
This.
that right there, and Like the Way I Do was on that one.
Yes.
Okay. So that was like the gay anthem when I was growing up, and for me, not having really many places to go on Staten Island because it's like, small and kind of secluded. There was one bar that they had out there called the Sandcastle, and it was kind of like this place set up in this woman's basement where you can go and feel safe. No, really, just go and feel safe. And they would spin that record, and it was the first time I heard her, and I was just a fan ever since. It was just constant playing. And then as I grew up and more albums came out, I would get them. And I got to speak with her on the radio when she did a Z100 interview when her album Yes I Am came out, and I got to talk to her.
Well, now hold on. Did you call in or you were the DJ?
I called in. No, I called in.
Oh, okay.
I called in and I spoke with her in the afternoon, and then
What'd you ask her? What'd you say to her?
I wanted her to, I was like stuttering, and then I asked her. I got to stay on the line while she played. So they let me listen to her, which was really
Nice.
cool.
Wow, that is
And
cool.
one other time when her album Lucky came out, I got to meet her in Washington, D.C. So it's pretty cool.
Very nice.
It's a long relationship I've had with her.
Very
Wow.
good.
And
yeah.
now we're covering Pulse, actually. We're going to do the new song Pulse that she wrote.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, awesome. I have not heard that song yet.
Oh, it's really...
Does she have a new album that's coming out? Or just the new song?
She did the song after the shootings in Orlando.
Oh, okay.
So you should catch it if you can.
Oh, yeah. I didn't hear
it's
about
really
that.
good.
It's like, for me, it's like music has ended. I don't even know when new music comes out anymore.
Yeah.
It's just, I have 10,000 albums. I sit down here in the dark alone listening to them, cursing kids today.
You don't know music.
Yeah. So now when we get to the Melissa Etheridge part, it's like you said, Staten Island is a small town. Imagine growing up in Leavenworth, Kansas, how small that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have been.
So now let's talk a little with Frank here and
Yes.
see what exciting stories have you got for us here? What music did you love growing up?
As a friend of mine says, I lost my mind when I saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show.
So see, there's someone else that likes the Beatles besides the Ramones.
Right, and which is why I love the Ramones, because we both came from the same. We both drank the same Kool-Aid.
Yeah, there you go.
And
Sniffed the same glow.
No, in fact, apparently I'm the only one that didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I feel bad about that now.
That's all right, Franco.
But, you move along, you get all sorts of different influences, and it ends up being something like this.
So now, let me ask you, 64, you saw them on Ed Sullivan or whatever. Did you pick up a guitar the next morning, or?
I waited a couple of months.
Yeah.
But it was, I'm a little guy. I was never going to be Mickey Mantle, but I figured, well, maybe I could play like George Harrison.
There you go.
So that was what it was. It was either a baseball bat or a guitar.
Now, do you agree with me? George Harrison is one of the most underrated guitar players of all time. He does not get the credit he deserves.
Yeah, I would definitely go along with that.
The Beatles get the credit, of course, but him as a guitar player, he does
one of
not
the best
get
slide guitar players.
Yes.
It's very unusual to have somebody play slide with that pop-oriented feel as opposed to a blues feel.
And now, so like, what memories do you have? You must have gone to a lot of shows back in the 60s then. Did you grow up in the Northeast?
Still going to a lot of shows.
You grew up in New Jersey?
Grew up in Brooklyn.
Oh, even better. Do you know Cha-Cha's parents? She grew up in Brooklyn?
Bensonhurst, Bath Beach.
Okay.
Bath Beach.
So you must have did you go to the Fillmore East and
went to the Fillmore East a few
like
times,
that?
Almost went to Woodstock, but I got a gig that weekend, so I didn't go. I stayed home and made money.
There you go, man.
And stayed dry.
So, can I mention that something that I found I think I saw on Facebook briefly as I was looking through it?
Sure.
I believe they're getting married. Is that true?
Yes, we are.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
When is that taking place?
In 123 days. No, in 4 months. November 13th.
Wow. Very nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
I am an ordained minister if you'd like me to perform the ceremony.
Actually, Frank's wife is doing
My
it.
wife
Is really?
Yeah, she
Wow.
she became ordained to marry us.
Oh, awesome.
Well, you just dodged that.
Sorry.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to be the altar boy.
They worked that out beforehand. They said, if he asks to be the minister, say your wife too.
Wow.
All right. Hey, welcome back live from Dennis's house. And now we're going to talk about Melissa Etheridge and this album right here. Now, Melissa Etheridge, as I mentioned before, was born in Leavenworth, Kansas, May 29th, 1961. Okay. Now, I didn't even know Leavenworth was an actual place. I just thought that's where they had that prison. You're going to be, if you escape from the army, you're going to be sent to Leavenworth. But it's actually a place. So anyway, as you mentioned before, this debut album was quite amazing, and I gotta say, I love that song "Like the Way I Do." Yeah. That is it has such feeling. That's one thing that I really love about Melissa Etheridge. Her vocals, she's pouring everything she has out right there. Her lyrics, the way she performs these songs, it's just, you can tell she's the real deal. And that's the kind of artist that I really love. People, it's like some people only like one type of music, right? I love all types of music as long as somebody's the real deal. Like Melissa Etheridge, for example, the Ramones, Public Enemy, you name it. As long as they mean what they're saying and say what they mean, then I like it. Cause is great artists. You have to have some turmoil and suffering on the inside to be a great artist. And as with all great artists as well, she built her career with each release. Like, this album was great. The next one was even better. And then in 1993, she had her breakthrough album.
Yes, I am.
Exactly. Yes. That was it. It had 3 top 40 hits. I'm the Only One, Come to My Window. Yeah. She got a Grammy, and it spent 138 weeks on the charts. 6 times platinum. That was her largest selling. Yeah.
Goosebumps. Yeah.
See, awesome. That's the thing too. I was listening to Like the Way I Do last night, and I got goosebumps, and I said, I love getting goosebumps.
She's the real deal. She always
does. Beyonce does not give me goosebumps.
No.
You like the way I said her name too? Beyonce.
Beyonce.
It's like Tarjay.
Need that long syllable at the end. Beyonce.
Yeah. And then on 2004, she was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yes.
And then, but it was the most poignant thing when she returned to the Grammys the next year with her head bald from chemotherapy, and she sang the Janis Joplin classic "Piece of My Heart."
Yes.
That was you know, talk about chills and goosebumps.
Yeah, she's just great. She's great.
I remember waiting for that to air. I was actually watching it with my mom, and we sat, and I was nervous because I knew she had been so sick.
Right.
And when she came out, it was just like you could feel the energy. It was just, whoosh, and she had a bow on, and she had makeup on, and her head was bald, and Joss Stone introduced her, and it was just it was a great moment. I actually post that on Facebook. I let her repost it every once in a while because I think
every time the
should see
Grammys
it.
come on,
I think everyone should see it.
Yeah,
It was great.
And, you know, for her personal life, she had a long-term relationship, partnership with Julie Cypher.
Yeah, that's
and this was a good
story.
Scandalous story here.
Yes,
we like
it
this
was.
now.
Juicy.
That Julie Cypher was married to Lou Diamond Phillips, the actor from La Bamba, and something happened. They were all friends, and I don't know what happened. Their side of the story is that they broke up and got divorced, but that's everybody's story who has a scandalous relationship like that.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You think that actually happened, or there was shenanigans going on during the marriage? Shenanigans.
Beyond the scene.
Yeah.
There was more than a bottle of wine happening there.
Yeah. So anyway.
But then she ended up leaving.
Whoa!
Oh, you're not allowed to
Cut
talk about these
that out. So anyway, one day Lou Diamond Phillips woke up and there was someone else in the bed. He was on the couch, so that's what happened.
Honey, do you want to have a threesome?
But without you in it.
He gets pushed out of the bed.
Go get us some coffee.
Yeah, right. The door's locked when he comes back.
That's a rough morning.
Julie, it's Lou. Can we come? Can I come in? Yeah. So anyway. Yeah. So I guess Lou got over it. I'm sure he was a famous, good-looking actor. He moved on. Yeah, he moved on. But anyway, they actually had 2 children. And do you know who the father is? It was fathered by sperm donor
David Crosby.
Very good. Let's hear it for David Crosby sperm.
I thought she could have picked Brad Pitt.
Yes, I did remember hearing that.
She could have, but they chose not to because, do you know why?
He's a talented guy.
Because they said he was young, and they felt that if they did that with him, he would want some kind of attachment with the child. And David Crosby had said that he would be okay.
I don't want anything to do with it.
Well, you know, I'm good.
What a guy.
Yeah, because, I was thinking about that.
Here, take this.
He's not really someone you would think, just because he's incredibly talented,
Right.
But his personal life was so screwed up at that time. I think he just got out of jail at that time.
For bail
Texas, money. Yeah, right? And he was kind of old at the time, too, I think.
Yeah,
so
they knew that he wouldn't come around.
How does he manage to stay alive?
I don't know.
Yeah,
He wakes up every morning and says, let me see who I outlived today.
Right. So they had these 2 children, and then in the year 2000, Julie Cypher decided that she's not going to be lesbian anymore.
Right.
So I think that's very unfair.
The pixie dust wear off.
Right? I don't understand that. So they ended up separating, and then
it didn't take.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a little strange, but I don't know.
She had a good lawsuit, I think, there. So
people like
and then
that.
she began dating an actress, Tammy Lynn Michaels, who then she had twins with from an anonymous sperm donor, and that is anonymous until now. That is.
It's Brad Pitt.
No, it is me. I am declaring
I should have brought cigars.
I actually got to say, I wasn't a donor. They stole it. I don't know
You're
how
a
that
deep
happened.
sleeper, huh?
All right, that's not so
We're cutting this.
Cut that all out, Bill. All right, so then, anyway, So I don't think she's with that woman anymore now. I think she's dating Ellen DeGeneres now, right?
No, they're solid. They're good. No.
Who's she with now?
I thought she was with the director of
I thought
Nurse Jackie. I think
the director or the actress?
Not the actress of Nurse Jackie.
That's the Sopranos girl.
The person who created it.
Yeah, I don't know.
The person who created Nurse Jackie, I think. Because she does the song for it.
Okay.
I think that might be something new.
I hope she's happy.
As long as she's happy.
Yeah, and I think she's doing well. I haven't heard anything about it. She's still a big activist. She's a big activist for medical marijuana as well, since being a survivor too. So, and now we're going to smell the album, and then we're going to do the news. So we're going to smell the album, and I'm going to name my favorite Melissa Etheridge song. This one's very subtle, but I'm going with, like I said, Like the Way I Do. Okay. Chills. She leaves it all on the table there.
Very clean. Come to my window. Is that the name of the song?
Yes.
Okay.
Very good, Jessica.
Thank you.
I'm going to say change.
You can sleep while I drive.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, that's sweet.
Enough of me. Or as we call it in Brooklyn, enough of me.
So, all right. So now we're going to get right to the news. All the news not fit to print. Now, a lot of my news stories come from Florida, and this one does as well. A lot of craziness in Florida. And a man was arrested in Florida for eating stolen ice cream that he kept in his pants. That Robert Sylvia, 32-year-old Port St. Lucie man, was busted for stealing an ice cream sandwich after the assistant manager at a Family Dollar store saw him take ice cream from his pants and eat it after a visit to the store's cooler. He told Fort Pierce police officers he swiped the $1 ice cream treat because his car had a flat tire.
Makes sense.
There you go. But it does seem reasonable because, you know, what's better than on a nice hot summer day to keep a nice king cone in your pants, you know, and then have it at your leisure. So, you know what? I invented thermal pants just for that occasion. So you keep all your ice cream in your pants, and when you need it, just take it out and it'll stay cool as a cucumber. So, more ways than one. All right, so that's it. Our show is done. We didn't go much over time, and now we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for joining us here on Live from Dennis's house, only on 474 The Mix, where the music matters. See you next week or the week after, whenever I feel like doing another show. In the summer, I like to relax, you know? So I got a lot of celebrity interviews coming up. You don't even know what they are yet.
No.
You'll be very shocked. Yes, Danielle's coming back.
You have children I don't know about either. So.
That's who it is. Melissa Etheridge's kids are coming back on the show.
It's Maury.
Yes. So,
Dennis, you are the father.
I saw the funniest thing on Facebook. The funniest. Hold on. I got to say what I said. Something I just came to my head here. Something on Facebook. It said, so your beard makes you look manly? And there's Maury there holding the results. And it says, so your beard makes you look manly? The skinny jeans say you lie. So, there you go. So, all right. So, check us out on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, DennisMargillo.com. Check out my new magazine, MadhouseMagazine.com. Hear me on the radio. Hear me on the TV. See me on the radio. All social media.